Hey everybody, Max here from MaksPlayground, and welcome to a Sims 2 Renovating Pleasantview video. So I am doing a community lot in Pleasantview. It's part of my series that I have on my channel, which is, if you guys are new here, hi. This series that I have is renovating all the houses in Pleasantview in The Sims 2. I am renovating the family houses, and then I will be renovating the empty ones. But this is me renovating a community lot. I had mentioned it in my last video, which I believe was the Dreamer one, yep. And I mentioned that I wanted to do a community lot, so I started off with doing, I believe it's like 190 Main Street. That could be totally wrong though. Probably is. It's the community lot that has the grocery store and the electronics store attached to it. And so I decided that I wanted to do this, but I really don't like what's included in the lots, in the community lots, and I just feel like they're kind of lacking. So I decided that I wanted to put more into it. Now I kept one of them to be a grocery store. I made it a pretty big grocery store, kind of not really big, but more spacious. And I made the other one, it stayed like an electronics store, whereas I think it was supposed to be like a game store, like a little, like, what do you call it, like a arcade sort of. But I made it like an electronics store, which I put like TVs and games and like computers and stuff like that, not to play on but to sell, so your Sims can go and buy one. And then I took part of the electronics store and I made it into a little hair salon, and I just kind of thought that would be cool because, you know, we don't really have a whole lot of community lots in the Sims 2 like main neighborhood in Pleasantview, so I just kind of wanted to include some local shops so your Sims don't have to go all the way downtown, things like that. So yeah, I did a little renovation of how I thought it would look a lot better. Now I really wish that we had more colors for the food display things, and I was gonna try to find some like custom content for grocery stores, but then I kind of remember that like I don't really want to put a lot of custom content in my game, especially in the houses that I plan on like uploading onto Sims File Share, or like the lots that I plan on uploading on there. I really want to keep it CC free so that if people do want to download them, they can renovate them a little bit more and add their own type of CC to it if that's what they want to do. I might download some grocery store CC. Like I really wanted carts or something like that, but unfortunately we don't have that. And you know, I know that there's recolors of the game, or of some of the stuff that you can find, which it doesn't really affect like the CC, like it doesn't really go into your game unless you absolutely want it, kind of thing, by using Clean Installer. But yeah, so I really did I didn't take too long to finish this renovation. The word was kind of failing me there. It didn't take too long, but I did do this over the course of a couple days, because when I started this build, the next day I had to go back to my hometown, and I went there for a couple of days to celebrate my grandfather's 89th birthday, and I got to see some family and stuff, but I didn't get to finish it right in one go. I did come back and finish it, and I got like really anxious about that. I don't know why. I hate leaving a build for like too long of a time, because I feel like I'll lose my inspiration or lose my ideas and stuff. But when I did come back to it, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday when I came back to it, and I really did enjoy doing it. I didn't lose any of my like momentum, I guess you could say, and it turned out pretty nice. I do like the way it turned out. I was had a little bit of trouble doing the electronics store. I wasn't sure how I wanted the layout, but when I was originally recording this, my game crashed after I had just saved finishing up the grocery store, so I ended up sort of like going back and redoing the way I did it, and like I actually like the way it turned out more than how I had it originally, because I was looking back at the footage that I was able to catch before it crashed, and it didn't turn out, I didn't like the way I had it all laid out, so the way I did it, it turns out not bad. I did have trouble with like placing us like appropriate like wallpaper. I kind of have trouble with that on community lots, I've been noticing, but it didn't turn out too bad. I kind of wanted to make it really neutral for the like made it pretty neutral for the grocery part of this lot, but the electronics store I had a little bit of an issue with it, but I wanted to make it dark enough to match the flooring and stuff. It ended up going with like a off gray. I was gonna leave it purple, and then I was gonna do like a dark green, but I went with a I guess you could say like a darker brown beige color, and I decided to do that just because like I know it doesn't look really realistic. Like if you're walking into an electronics store, you'd probably be like bright and things, but for The Sims, I found it look okay. It's not realistic. That part of that store is not as realistic. Same with this grocery store. I guess you could say it's more of a market, like a little grocery store. I don't know if you guys may have those in your communities or not. Like just like a little grocery store that just has like some essentials, or maybe a little bit more expensive because it's not a big like corporate place. It's more maybe like local and stuff. I left some like space where people can, bring, if like I want to make a shop, like maybe one of my families to own this building in general, and they'll have certain people work at the grocery store, and maybe like they'll bring their own like fish that they catch, or their own like things that they make, and put them in those little cooler display shelf. And yeah, I don't know, I like the way this turned out. It wasn't super bad. But yeah, so like I was saying, I visited home for the first time in 3 weeks. And it was really weird because, like, it was, like, the first time that I've ever felt like a visitor in my hometown. And, like, I would normally feel that being where I'm living now, but I felt it being back home. And, like, it was strange because we stayed at our Zach's grandparents, my boyfriend's grandparents' place. And at first it was like I feel like a visitor, like not that I didn't feel like a visitor visiting them, but like I just felt like a visitor in the city, and it was strange. And like we saw our like some friends, like, and I just felt like I was visiting, and it was just a really weird feeling. Then coming home was just like, oh, I'm home, like I'm finally home. But for the like I never really realized that where I was, like the new place I was living in was gonna be like would ever feel like home, and it does now. And it hasn't even been that long. It was a really surreal kind of feeling, and I don't know, I guess like I felt good being home, like here where I am now, but it just felt really strange being at being in my hometown as a visitor. And it's like, is it always going to feel like that from now on? Like the next time I plan on going back home is actually on Thanksgiving in October. Now some of you guys may say October, that's not Thanksgiving. Well, in Canada, that's when Thanksgiving is, whereas in the States, it's in November. I'm not sure what other countries really do celebrate Thanksgiving, because it's kind of I think it's more of a North American thing. If you guys do celebrate, if you're in another country and you guys do celebrate Thanksgiving, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm really interested in that myself. But I've always kind of been told like it's more like it's an American and Canadian thing. But yeah, I don't plan on going back there for because I have an eye doctor's appointment for my eyes, and I'm hoping to go and spend a couple days there. And like my boyfriend's gonna be in school, so I'm really not sure what's gonna happen. If he's like, I might go up first, and then he can do his he's gonna be in midterms if I'm not mistaken, so he's probably gonna have to stay back. But until Thanksgiving happen. But I'm really excited for Thanksgiving. I'm excited to go home and like see my mom and stuff, because she doesn't plan on visiting until probably October, she mentioned. And it's kind of sad because saying goodbye to my mom was really hard. And I feel like I'm like, because I'm really close with her. I've mentioned this in some of my videos before, and like it's gonna be hard not seeing her for a while. So but like we've already said, like, we're gonna Skype, and I finally got a cell phone. Yes, after 4 years I finally got a cell phone. And so I'm excited to like text her and things like that. And I got her watching Game of Thrones, so I'm trying to find a website that I know there are some that where we can watch TV together. And I'm really excited because she's like already on almost done the second season. She's probably on the third season now. And I'm excited because the third season is such an intense season. Now, if you're Game of Thrones fans, you know what I'm talking about. It is a very intense season, especially the ending. So like I'm really excited that she's finally gotten on board with it. She's been asking me like tons of questions, and I'm just like, yes, you're interested. Finally, I brought her over to the dark side. But I love talking about it with anybody, really. So I'm really happy. So I'm excited. I want to find more. I really want to find a site that. So if you, again, another thing, if you guys do know of a site where I can share my share TV links and stuff, like watch TV with my mom over voice, and please let me know. I know there is one. I could just look it up on the internet probably, but yeah, I'm just I don't know. It's really strange being back. Another really funny thing that happened to me. I got back like 2 days ago, and well, it's gonna be a couple of days, almost a week from when I post this. But when I'm recording this, I got back 2 days ago, and my mom brought us grocery shopping, and I wanted to do a big grocery trip. So like for my boyfriend and I, before we really have to do anything, or like, so my mom drove us. A lot easier than taking a bus and stuff. So we got to the grocery store, and my mom went and did some other stuff like in the grocery store or whatever in the store. And then she came to me and she's like, "Do you have the car keys?" And I'm like, "No, like, why would I have them? Maybe my boyfriend has them, maybe Zach has them." And then I asked him, and he said, "No, he doesn't have them." So we realized my mom locked the keys in her car. And I was like already in a really anxious mood. I get really anxious when I have to go grocery shopping around a lot of people, and it was really busy. So I was just like super anxious and really like grumpy, and I was super mad that my mom forgot the keys. So I was just kind of like, I was like, what are we going to do? Like, I just kind of like walked away. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not dealing with this. You and Zach can figure this out. Really, really rude. But I was just like, I don't want to like sit here and argue with you. Like, I'm not going to add to the problem, essentially. So my mom and my boyfriend called a company to come and unlock the car, and we thankfully it didn't take too long. They said that it was going to take 2 hours, which increased my anxiety like through the roof, because I was like, I'm going to be stuck here for 2 effing hours. Like, are you kidding me? So I had to calm down. And they ended up like, we went outside, like, well, I was in the store and just looking at stuff, and it's kind of like, it's like a big store where it has like, it's a Walmart, like a super center, so it had like clothing and other stuff, so that's what I did to calm down. And then I went out, and my mom said that she saw the truck, like it was like a tow truck that had somebody that was going to help. So I went over there to see that. I went over a ways to see them, to see if they were the right people. And so we didn't have to wait that long, and he ended up unlocking the door, thank goodness. And we got back home. It was like maybe took us like an hour. We didn't have to wait that long. Like, we just got home and everything was good in the hood. But like, it was so funny. Like, I was just so grumpy, and like people were just like aggravating me, and they were everywhere. So anybody ever get like that when like they're in a place with tons of people and like noises everywhere? Like, I think that's what like triggers me, my anxiety the most, when like there's so much going on around me, when I can't focus on like what I need to focus on, or like so many different conversations are going on at once where like I have a hard time concentrating on what people are saying to me. I think that's like my biggest thing that happens, where I'm just like, I don't know what to do right now. I don't know how to react. Like, I need to center myself, and it's very hard for me. So I like going in smaller confinement. Like, some people get really bad anxiety when they're in like small spaces, where me, like, I'm more centered when I'm in small spaces. When I'm in like bigger and open space, I get really bad anxiety. It's really, really weird. And like, when there's people in open spaces walking around, I get really anxious, because I can't keep my focus on one single thing. I'm like, my mind is jumping everywhere. And like, if you're with me in a public space, like my boyfriend notices it. He's like, you're really hard to focus on right now. Like, you're jumping everywhere, and it's so bad. And like, I work on it. I've been working on it, of course. But sometimes, like, when I'm stressed, like, I just wanted to get home and relax, where like grocery shopping stresses me out so much. So it's really hard for me to like center myself. I don't know if I know I'm probably not the only one like that. Like, I know people that get really anxious at grocery stores, and where I just completely freak out. And like, you can tell if you know me that I'm not acting like I normally would. But yeah, I don't know. I just get really bad anxiety. And like, another part to do with that, like the small spaces, is like, when I was little, like a lot of like kind of like, I won't say traumatic things, but like some pretty serious like things happened to me. And being like, I would go to a small space. Like, I used to get bullied at school, and I was always in like the schoolyard, which is generally like a really open space. So the only way I was able to get away from my bullies was going into a bathroom. Like, I'd go into the bathroom where nobody could bug me. Or like, if I was really, really cold outside as a kid and people were bugging me, I'd go down, the bathrooms were in the basement, and I would go down to the basement of the school, and I would just like hide in the bathroom so people wouldn't bother me. And like another thing is like when I was fighting with my parents growing up, especially my dad, and it would get really serious, I would run into the bathroom and lock the door. And it was a small bathroom, so like I think like small confined spaces are like a comfort to me. Like I don't know, it's really weird, more of a psychological thing than anything. But when I tell people that, they're like, a lot of people are like, that's so strange, because confined spaces, like claustrophobia is a real thing, and like a lot of my friends that have anxiety don't like confined spaces. It's so strange, it's really weird. But so that's why I was getting super anxious this weekend, and like I was around so many people. I'm a very like introverted person in that sense, where like I can be social, but I need time to like be by myself and whatnot. And I'm finding out more about that as like my personality type. But yeah, it's really, really cool. I don't know. Not cool. Like, it's not cool that I need to be in small spaces to like calm myself. It's not cool that I have anxiety or anything like that. But it's cool finding these things out about yourself, and like realizing it is like that it's like a trait of yours, and you're like that makes your personality. It's kind of, as you grow up, you find out those kind of things, and like you adapt to it. But anyways, I am going to be coming to the end. So you guys, I'm going to try to get this on the gallery, because it doesn't have a family or anything like that, or the gallery. Wow. On Sims File Share. I will be trying to upload this on Sims File Share. So look over that link, and make sure to check out some of the other videos of The Sims 2 Renovating Pleasantview. I will put the link on the screen or on like a little annotation, and it'll be at the end cards of this and in the description below. So I hope you guys are enjoying wherever you are in the world. I hope you like this. I hope you like more personal talk and stuff like that. At first, it's all about the build, and then I go into some sort of personal story or something like that. I hope you guys liked it. And if you stuck to the end, let me know down below if you do like that about my videos, or if you want me to talk more about the build. Or anyways, you guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I will be talking to you in my next video. Bye!